He coach.
Subject.
All right, is everyone from the media ready to go? We can start a couple minutes early. Is everybody okay with that? Okay, so before you guys start rolling, we met with the family this morning and we talked about some things. I'll make a couple quick announcements and then I will turn everything over. I've instructed them to say their first name and last name, spell it out in their relationship. So to prepare them for this, all the reporters are smiling. This is not our first rodeo, so you'll have all that information ahead of time. They have some things that they want to say, and then there'll be a Q&A whenever we're done with everything. Okay? Anybody have any questions before we get rolling? Yes, ma'am?
Are you going to be making any remarks?
Yeah, I will be making some opening remarks, so I will just stand over here, and then I'll kind of just fade away. I mean, if you don't want to cover me, you don't have to, that's okay. But just a few short things that I want to add to the story that I think will be important, and we can kind of carry over to them.
Is it possible for a post interview with you, if not just something?
That's fine, whatever you guys want to do. We're here for this reason, so whatever you guys want. If they want individual comments from family members, just let us know. The whole goal here is to kind of get everything out there as much as we can. This is still an active animal, and you have somebody who's missing, and we need everybody's help.
Well, thank you guys for talking to us.
Okay, anybody have any questions or anything before we get started? Okay, good. Okay. Guess we're ready to start. I'll go first. So welcome everybody to the Cleveland Family Center for Missing Children and Adults. My name is Keshaun Williams. I'm the Chief of Police for the Village of Newburgh Heights. I also serve as the Chairman of the Northeast Ohio Amber Alert and the President Board of Directors of Cleveland Missing. We're here today for a press conference for Keshaun Williams. This is an active Amber Alert that was issued this past Saturday, and we have some family members here who are going to speak about the case. There is one announcement that I want to make, and that is that we have had a source come up with a $1,500 contribution toward, or reward rather, towards information in finding and bringing Keshaun home, and that'll be followed through Cleveland Missing. And so anybody who has any information to share, we urge you to call law enforcement immediately. And again, our goal here is to bring Keshaun home. I will turn everything over to the family. If you wanted to start on the far right, you say your name, spell out your name and your association with Keshaun.
My name is Raymond Ambry, H-A-M-B-R-I-C-K. I'm Keshaun's mentor and boxing coach.
Okay, Mom.
Mom, my name is Sharice, S-H-E-R-I-C-E. Last name Snowden, S-N-O-W-D-E-N.
I'm James Box, J-A-M-E-S, B as in boy, O-X. I'm here representing Jim Brown's American Peace Squad. Basically, we find missing and exploited children.
Okay, Mom, if you want to just begin and start talking about Keshaun.
Yes. Saturday, June 17th, my son was attending a party on Gertrude. He gave a call home at 10:38 to let me know he was on his way home. After that, I have not heard anything else from him. Me and the family has been calling his phone several times. We have not got no answer. It's going straight to voicemail. So I made a police report, and as the days progressed, me and Keshaun always keep contact. He calls me every day. He's very, very big. We're very big on communication. He's never been home away from me ever this long amount of time. So this is very irregular for my son to not return home because we keep in contact. We're very close. We always communicate with each other every single day. So this is very, very irregular. This is very alarming.
Sharice, what do people need to know about Keshaun?
People need to know that Keshaun is very charismatic. He's a very bright kid. He works at the church. He does gardening. He's very good at school. He's very involved. He's helped other kids if they're being bullied. Like my son, he's a very respectful, charismatic son. The community is concerned. I'm concerned and I'm worried.
What concerns you about information that you've received, whether from his friends or from the police, that make you and family and friends so concerned right now?
Every day that he's going in, every hour is very scary because things can change. Being out here in the community with all the missing person cases, every hour and every day things can change. So everything is being taken into consideration, and we are definitely following up on anything that we have.
Has anyone reported seeing him in the intervening time?
I'm not gonna disclose that right now, but we're still following leads that we have, and we need to lay eyes on him ourselves. We need to see him with our eyes.
You said that party was at Gertrude?
It was on Gertrude.
Is that in Slavic Village as well?
Yes, it's in Salavi
Do
Village.
you know the block so we can show the general area?
It's gonna be on 65th and Fleet.
Okay. Do we know if there's any video that's been generated from surveillance cameras?
We
or-
check surveillance cameras in the surrounding area. We check, we talk with neighbors. We've canvassed. His grandmother Mary, she used to canvass the neighborhood. We've knocked on doors. We've talked to the gas station. We've talked to everyone in the community. The community is very big on trying to help Keshaun because, like I said, he's a very loved kid. Everyone knows him in the community. He's very helpful, very respectful. So this is very blindsiding.
Can you tell us about the party, who was there, and what they have told the family and the police about Keshaun's movements, at the end of that party?
He was seen at the end of the party. Friends have seen him, but somehow they got split up and Keshaun got left behind. So after the party, everything is a blur. So that's why we're trying to get concrete information about who was at the party. Did anybody record anything at the party to see, who was there? Because, grown-ups should not be hanging with kids at a party.
And the distance between Gertrude and the home?
We're in the surrounding area. So it wouldn't have took Keshaun long to get home. Like I said, he would have called.
What would your message be to him if somehow he's able to see this, or if someone else is somehow involved in his disappearance? What would your message to them be?
Please, Keshaun, come home. If anybody knows his whereabouts, or if anybody has my child, can you please let my child come home? Keshaun has a whole life ahead of him. He's a very bright child. Please, I'm asking you, I'm begging you, I'm pleading you. Keshaun is all I have. That's my heart.
Are you at liberty to say, Chief Majoy in an earlier press release mentioned the possibility of kidnapping? Can you tell us where that information would have come from?
I'm not gonna rule out anything because, like I said, every day that he's out here, anything can change. It could have went from having fun to potentially the wrong person seeing him. With the society and the way that everything is unraveling, I have to follow everything that my heart's and my mother intuition tells me, and this is not like Keshaun.
Can you talk to me about that phone call? You said you talked to him that night, and what was the days leading up to this? Was he acting out of the ordinary?
No, everything was good. I just braided his hair. We cooked breakfast together, listened to music. Like I said, we're very close. We cook breakfast together every morning. I braided his hair. We have a lot of movie time together. Everything was great. So I'm very blindsided by this.
And I know this is very hard for you to be talking to us about this, so thank you for talking to us. Just talk to me, what are you feeling? What's going through your mind right now? I mean, this is, as a mother, this is something that you never see coming.
It's horrifying. It's horrifying because as a community and society, we need to keep each other safe. We need to protect each other. We shouldn't have to live in fear that it's a possibility that our child is in danger. It's very horrible. A piece of me is missing right now.
Can you tell us about Keshaun's school, what year he was completing and going into?
He's going to the 10th grade. He's very hands-on at school. He has good grades. Like I said, the teachers has been calling, the principal has been calling, the students are concerned. He's a very bright student.
Which high school?
That cannot be disclosed.
And last question, in the past you talked about that party, is there anyone specific you were worried, I mean, if you don't want to disclose this, that's fine. If there was anyone in specific at that party you weren't comfortable with or raised concerns when you learned they were there?
I'm not comfortable with not knowing that he was at the party. So I was definitely unaware that he was gonna attend the party. He did have permission, to go outside, but I was unaware of where the party was gonna be, because like I said, he always tells me, he gives me addresses anywhere he wants to go. I make sure I drop him off, make sure I see a parent. So, like I said, somewhere down the line, something went blank, and that's where we're trying to find out right now. Me, my family, the community, police has been very, very, very communicative with me, and I have close contact with the police because I need to find my son.
Can you talk about the search over the past week or so and where everyone's been looking and how frustrating it has been?
We're looking everywhere. He goes to church every Sunday, and he goes to church every Sunday. So him missing church, this is very big for me. He even works front desk at the church. Every Sunday he goes to church. Every day he goes to boxing. He would never miss his commitments. He even sets alarm clock to go. So
He's a boxer.
yes.
Do you coach him, Raymond? Or?
Yes.
Okay. Can you talk about him as a student, and then I guess the feeling that you had that he has this regimen that he follows every day and that he's not following, and your level of concern as a result of that?
Well, first, I can say Keshaun is dedicated. If he can't get there, he'll call somebody to get him there. He don't go nowhere without his mother's permission. That's first. We as his boxing coach, he's more like a son to us. We treat him as family. So when he didn't show up, our concern was, okay, this is not like him. Second, he don't miss twice. So we really was concerned. Then when we got the news, we were all shocked, devastated, confused, and couldn't understand why. He is a good kid. He is so goofy, funny, loving, caring. Look, my grandson come. He stopped what he doing to help the smaller kids. So we know what kind of personality and what kind of character he is. So for him to be gone, it's a lot of heartbeats that's missing also.
And where is the boxing venue, and is he in Golden Gloves? Or?
The boxing location is 113th and Miles, Earl B. Turner. The name of our gym is Bar None Boxing. So that's in the middle of, the southeast side of Cleveland. He's over there, and he's constantly been, wherever we go together.
And how does he get to the east side from Slavic Village?
He gets picked up by a coach, the mother drops him off. We make sure we are hands-on, totally hands-on.
So potentially, he could be somewhere, in the miles, 100.
As the days progress, it's no specific location. As the days go on, it can be anywhere. So there's no specific area. We are searching the whole surrounding Cleveland, Akron, Ashtabula. This is nationwide. We are searching everywhere. No place is being left out. Miles, St. Clair, Superior, Cleveland Heights, the west side, northeast, southwest. We are searching. And he also does, he also does at the community center by our house. He also is there. They're familiar with him too.
Sure. And what would your message be to the folks at that party? They could be the key, obviously, to finding out where Keshaun is.
I would like to say that if someone would please come forward with any information or any details, you can remain anonymous. No one will have to, it will not be any, anybody that has any information, feel free to contact with any details. This can be any one of our childs. As a community, we need to stick together to protect each other, to stop this from happening.
We see the flyers there. Can you describe where the flyers have been put up?
The fire's been put up everywhere, gas station, stores, beauty salons, anywhere that the community has traffic, plazas, everywhere. Me and my family have been passing out flyers. Missing person people, make sure that we have flyers always. Everywhere that I see, we passing out flyers.
There's been this influx, or reported influx of missing kids in the Cleveland area in May. I'm just wondering, now that you're experiencing this, well, first of all, thank you for talking, and I'm sorry what you're going through. How do you feel? Just how do you cope with this? How are you getting through day to day with everything?
There's no way to cope with your child being missing. There's no way. It's unexplainable. There's no way to cope with it because you can't cope without your kid being there. That's a missing part of something that's your seed, that's your root of your life. So this is very terrifying and horrific.
Did he have any siblings or is he your only child?
He's my only child. Never been away from me this long ever in his 15 years of life.
And how long has he been boxing?
His last almost 6 months, he's been with us.
Now, I know there's been some updates with an investigation. Does that give you a sense of hope?
I always have hope because everyone's coming together. The community, the Newburgh police, Cleveland police, there are cars everywhere. There's the Amber Alert. Everyone I give a flyer to has, everyone that has this flyer, they've known them from the Amber Alert. So this is, and I recommend that anyone, any parents that has to go through this, that you fight for your kid and you never give up and you continue to look. Ask the community for help, ask the police for help. There are still some good policemen out here to protect and serve, and they've been doing a tremendous job on call every hour with updates. So nothing will go unnoticed because we're out here looking.
We've searched all in the Slavic Village community, the abandoned houses and everything, because when we first talked to Sharice about Keshaun missing, we immediately began to search all on the southeast side, all the way over to St. Clair in the DuPont area, east and west. We had a guardian angel searching on the west side, and we're searching on the east side. And we continue taking leads, but a lot of times people give misinformation because a lot of calls that we got saying they saw him downtown or they saw him here. We went down there with RTA and Cleveland Police. They searched the cameras and there was no sign of the description that they gave. So that was not true. So we ask people that if they're gonna give information, make sure it's accurate and correct.
How specific can we be about where the party was on Gertrude, like the block? And was the time 10:38
Yes,
p.m.
that's the last time I spoke
on June
with Keshaun.
17th?
Mm-hmm.
And can we say what block that was, or even the exact address?
Gertrude, 65th and Gertrude.
From 65th to 71st.
Yes.
Between there.
What's that?
Between 65th and Fleet and Gertrude to 71st.
And they are checking street cameras, any
Sure.
street cameras, everything, yes.
Can we say the distance between your home and?
I don't want my
Okay,
home to
that's
be
fine.
disclosed,
That's fine.
but it's in the surrounding area, so it wouldn't take them nothing but no less than 5 minutes to get home.
Is there any video of Keshaun that we can share, whether it's him training or anything that you'd like to share?
Yes,
Okay.
Has he been seen in areas since he's been missing? Has he been seen anywhere to help with the investigation?
like I said, we got a lot of speculations and a lot of leads, but we need on camera for him to be, we need to place eyes on him.
You mentioned at
Thank
that-
you.
Oh, I'm sorry. You mentioned at that party that, adults should not be hanging out with children.
Right.
Is there any more information you can give us about maybe who are those adults? Were they known to everyone?
The adults are, and that's the thing that's scary about this because everybody wants they're tight with the information about who was at the party. So that's a red flag. It shouldn't be a problem if a kid is missing. It shouldn't be a problem with anyone disclosing the information of who was at the party. So, and like I said, people are scared of, what may happen. They don't like to get involved, but I know there's still some good people out here that's willing to come forward with that information because like I said, this has been the 10 worst days of my life. So we also are trying to find the same, questions that you have. We are still trying to get that information as far as what specific, names that were there.
And how do you feel, the response? You mentioned it earlier, there's been an influx of missing people around Cleveland. How do you feel the response has been towards this situation regarding your son?
Everyone's been responding because like I said, my son is very known. I'm very familiar, in the surrounding Cleveland area, and the response is like, they're like, how come, we haven't got him yet? Where is he? The response is everybody's looking, and you're gonna get a lot of calls, but at least I know that people are looking at these kids to see if that's him. That means a lot to me, and I would like to thank the community and everybody who's continued to help with this. God bless you, and I really appreciate it. The news station, Channel 8-5, I really appreciate that you covered this story, because this is very important that us as parents protect our kids, and as a community, we stick together to keep these kids safe.
Is there anything any of you would like to say in regards to this situation, this investigation? What would you like the community to hear from any of you regarding this?
I'm scared. This is my only child. Please, I need my child to return home. Let's come together and have unity for not just me, for society.
I'd like to say that whoever has Keshaun, we'd like for you to release him. As you can see, his mother's here. She's very distraught. She's very hurt. In light of the fact the first 2 weeks of May, over 30 children were missing in Cleveland. So we don't know if we have a serial abductor out there or not. But until we find out, this is the way we're looking at it. Also, if you're afraid to call the police, you can reach me on Facebook under James Box. You can inbox me, and we'll follow up on information, because we know a lot of people are afraid to speak to the police, and a lot of times they'll speak to the people that they see in the community. So feel free to contact us if you have any information, and we're going to follow every lead.
Has he ever been away before?
No. I'm done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I gotta go to the bathroom.